The movement looks really natural. It looks like a real person. The flames and sparks look really good. I like it. Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you follow the industry, then you know that AI video has been progressing so fast in the last few months. It feels like every week we get some crazy new update. And this week is no exception, because what might be the best video generator of all is now allowing image inputs. And yes, this is a huge deal. Why? Because the only other generator that comes close to this quality is Kling, and Kling is super expensive. Again, I still love Kling and still use it. We're gonna do some Kling comparisons here. But on my dashboard here, I tried to do as many image inputs as I could for this showcase. We did a few text prompts too, because anyone who knows Minimax knows that for some reason it generates Gordon Ramsay and Will Smith and a few others perfectly. Unfortunately, I couldn't get it to create Chris Farley, my favorite comedian from the 90s. But let's get right into it and check out some of the results I got from these image prompts. Okay, so this one's a little cheesy. I really didn't want that thing to fly away like that. So I reprompted and told it to just stay there. And this looks really nice. And this is what Minimax is great at. If you're trying to make it look like an actual Hollywood movie or something, then Minimax is kind of the best way to go. It depends on what you're doing with these tools. Okay, so we can see that looks pretty good actually, but we can start to see some of the limitations. It's very powerful. You can tell it to, like I told it to do an overview drone shot here. Minimax prompts can go wild. Like you can have crazy long prompts. And for example, the YouTuber Theoretically Media has created a GPT prompter that translates it to Chinese, and I'll link that in the description for you. Actually, I haven't tried it myself because I like seeing what I can get out of just really simple prompts. And later I would love to up my game as far as the prompts go. So this looks pretty good. Again, maybe it could look better. And we tried it again here. And that one looks kind of bad. Like all of a sudden it's like we go from complete photorealism to kind of cartoony, you know? So results can be hit or miss. Also, look at his gun tweak out there really strangely. Okay. Oh, once again, pretty cool. I love the effects on the sun here. But he turns around and all of a sudden it's not sci-fi at all, right? So we lost the genre there. No worries, it's free, right? That's what's so crazy about this. Again, the only drawback is you can only do one at a time. So it's just how much time do you have to generate, you know, the most crazy results. This looks pretty cool, although the sun, again, we lose like realism. It looks very much like basic graphics where everything else is supposed to look real. Okay, speaking of graphics, I really love playing with this kind of thing, and I was really hoping for the waves themselves to be moving. Maybe more attempts could yield that. This one turned out really nice. The movement looks really natural. It looks like a real person. The flames and sparks look really good. I like it. All right, another one of my sci-fi scenes here. And yep, I said bionic person, and after it animated, it definitely looks like a droid. Really cool. People in the back look okay. The ship looks really nice. The fire over here looks awesome. Okay, and you saw the new intro animation. This one was not an image prompt, but look. I asked for lettering and it made them exactly, with the exception of the dot being a comma, but come on, it's a strawberry. And we all know why strawberries are kind of a meme in the AI community, right? Because ChatGPT just couldn't get it right with how many R's were in a strawberry, and then they released the strawberry model. So And this is the biggest trend, is making Gordon Ramsay videos. If you follow the AI video subreddit, you'll see tons of those. So yeah, that's how simple this one was. Wow. So that ejection trail looks really good. The detail on this rock/craft ship looks really nice. I kind of wanted it to be flying more, and once again, I'm sure with more attempts and more prompting, I could have gotten it. Yeah, you might have seen this in my last video when I showcased pika.art 1.5, and I was disappointed that I couldn't get this creature to kind of fly around. And yeah, not surprised that Minimax was able to do it. It kind of grows a weird head out of nowhere, but also doesn't look bad. As long as I don't start, maybe if I just clip off the beginning, like before that head comes in. And then another one, it's definitely not swimming, but great action on the tentacles. And I love using AI for this. Surreal, bizarre things. And, you know, creating something that maybe you couldn't do before, or, you know, how much would it have cost me to hire a graphic, you know, animator to do this for me if I wanted exactly that. That's wild. That looks really beautiful. Not much else to say. Everything looks really good. We have this really close up, kind of like a sun. The detail on it looks good. It's all consistent with the style. I love it. All these images were made in Flux, by the way, with a really simple prompt. Basically, I asked for like a progressive metal album cover, tried different aspect ratios, but I think the key words in these prompts were particle effects, hyper-realistic, and textured CGI. All right, a few more text prompts, because obviously Will Smith and spaghetti are maybe like the biggest AI video memes. And I wanted maybe a new intro animation. That's pretty cool. The spaghetti kind of splashes by itself. The lettering looks really good. I'm probably just gonna have to slow it down there and maybe zoom in on that. So that could be a good future animation. I tried it a few times, see what I could get. And that one was pretty bad. That's okay. That's how it goes on all of these platforms, right? And once again, it's free. Here, so you can just do it with as much time as you have, you know? Doesn't really look like spaghetti. Well, I guess it does. It looks more like an Asian dish. And there's too many noodles like covering up the letters, but it's pretty good. If I kept trying with this, I bet I can get some really good results, but I'm actually liking this first one. I don't mind that the spaghetti kind of flies by itself. All right, and I've never seen anyone do portrait orientation on Minimax before. Look, it does it just fine. Puts the watermark down there. This seems like it's gonna be way easier for those of us that wanna crop out that watermark. You know, maybe just credit Minimax, Hailu Minimax in the description, you know, if you're gonna be doing that. And then another attempt here. Looks pretty cool. If I wanted to mess with this more, I could, you know, try again with more prompts. But it'd be cool to kind of animate this and make it respond to music. So I might try to do that in the future. All right, let's do some comparisons with some results I got out of Kling. So this image, I used the same exact prompt. This is what I got out of Minimax. And once again, this was generated with Flux. And I think the monster loses a little bit of realism. The ooze is kind of coming from behind his mouth. And let's take a look at the Kling version. So way better. The realism on the monster looks so good. The ooze comes right out of its mouth. I mean, that's disturbing, man. All right, let's check out a few more. This was one of my favorite images, and I tried a lot of stuff with it, mainly with Kling. I tried some interpolations with both Kling and Luma, and it's pretty good. I like the way the face really looks at the camera, and it's pretty eerie because you're staring into this thing's eyes, and what even is this thing, right? All right, and here's the Kling version. Again, with this type of thing, I think Kling really shines. Like, look at all of that detail and hyper realism. And like I said before, I just love that surrealism that we can get with AI. This is crazy. All right, let's come all the way down here. Here's the fish that I used in my intro animation in my last video. And I think Minimax did a way better job with all of those tentacles. You can see all of the individual tentacles. They look so good. The thing isn't really swimming anywhere, so that looks a little unnatural. It's just kind of floating there. Okay, and then this was my first attempt with Kling. And that's really nice, but look how it kind of drags. Yeah, so that was an interpolation, by the way. But look how it kind of drags the seafloor behind it. It's a little strange. And then another attempt here, and this is the one I actually kept. Once again, that's interpolating to another frame, so it's not an exact comparison, but you get the idea. I really like what Minimax did here, and of course I can just reprompt it for different results if I do want it to be swimming across the screen. All right, this next one. We're gonna do a full comparison with this clip. So that's amazing. She turns her head, she looks around, she says something, everything looks real. I'm not really noticing any weird artifacts on her face, at least at the moment. Looks really good. Okay, so here's Runway's attempt with the same image inputs. And you see, it's kind of like what I expect from Runway, unfortunately. It all of a sudden loses style, looks a little more, not cartoony, but looks a little more like graphics. That's okay. Runway is great for other things. Okay, here's Kling's take on it. Really similar, but she walks away. You don't even get to see her face that much, but it looks great. And yeah, the Kling looks amazing. All right, so in the day or so that I've been playing with the new image prompt feature on Minimax, this is what I was able to accomplish. I'm really excited about this update, and I think all of you should be getting on there and using this as much as you can. There's no way this is gonna be free forever. In fact, no other platform comes close to delivering this much quality and letting you just do it for free. So props to Hailu Minimax. This is amazing. All right, that's gonna be it for this video. If you liked what you see here, like the video and sub to the channel. All that stuff helps me grow and it's so much appreciated. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one.